5 millimeters from the top here. Okay, so I'm coming down 5 millimeters. So we're coming down here 5 millimeters. I think my camera's only after starting there. So we're coming down 5 millimeters, and then the minor axis, as we said, is 40. So that's going to come down to here. Okay, so you're coming down 5, then you're coming down 40. Now we also need to get the middle line between the 40 so that we can get our major axis. So obviously that's going to be 20, so I'm going to mark off the 20 in there as well. Okay, and I'm going to draw a line across like that, and as I said, the major axis is 60, so that's going to be 30 each side from the center line, like that. Okay, so straight away here I'll just highlight the 4 points I have. So these are the 2 points I have on the minor axis, and these are the 2 points we'll have on the major axis. Okay, guys, if anyone's fallen behind or has any questions throughout this, you're going to need to ask. Okay, so hopefully you remember when drawing an ellipse you need to draw the major and minor circle. So obviously in this case it's going to be radius 30 and radius 20. Or you can do what I'm doing, just set your compass to the points you've already got and draw your 2 circles. Okay, so that's my major circle, in other words the bigger circle. This is going to be my minor circle. Okay, then what you do, hopefully you remember, is to split it up into 60-30. Okay, so we have to split it up into 60-30. So you're basically going to split it up into 12 equal parts. Take your time, use your 60-30 degree set square. Okay, you should end up with 12 equal parts like that. Then the next thing then is to get the rest of the points. Okay, to get the rest of the points, we need to take a line down or up from the major circle and across to the right or the left from the minor circle. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't remember, from the major you're drawing a line that's up or down, and from the minor or the smaller circle you're going left or right. Okay, so for example, I'm going to start here. So from the major circle I'm going to draw a line down from that point, and from this point with the minor circle I'm going to draw a straight line across to my right hand side. Okay, that gives me a point there. Okay, so I just need to let somebody in here so you can just continue on there, get all your points. You'll know straight away if you're getting the right points or not. Okay, so you should know straight away if your points are lining up. Okay, again I'm going to do this one now. From the major circle or the bigger circle you go down, the smaller or the minor circle you come across to meet it, and you get a point for your ellipse there. Okay, so I'm just going to go on ahead now and finish them off, get the other couple of points. So from the major you're going up, from the minor you're going across to meet it. So that gives me points here and here. So you can see I have one half of the ellipse done already. From the major you go up or down, and from the minor you go across. So for this side it's going to be across to my left hand side, and I get all these points here. Okay, now again, if you end up, if this point for example was up here or down here, you would know straight away to look at it that you're wrong. Okay, so you would know that you're wrong. Everybody here knows what an ellipse should look like. Right? Once you get that, you can just join your points together to highlight the ellipse, because we'll need to take the ellipse across to our development. Alright, so that's my ellipse. I will darken it in here, darken in my lines while you're catching up. Hopefully everyone has this done already. So as I say, the reason for picking an ellipse is just so that we can do a bit of revision as well for the conic sections chapter that we done last year, and maybe you should be able to do this from first year. Okay. Don't forget. Okay, so I've darkened in all the lines there in my elevation, and that's what your elevation should look like. Okay, so we know it's a cylinder. The elevation should look like a rectangle with an ellipse inside it here. Okay, now I'll just try and darken on the plan here. Okay, so we're now ready to start drawing our development. Guys, is there anyone falling behind or anyone have any questions before I do move on to start the development? You're very quiet this morning. Okay. Just straighten up the camera. Okay, so to draw the development, so we've already drawn the development of a cylinder, guys. So we're going to get that out of the way very quickly now in the next 2-3 minutes. Okay. So as we've done before your midterm there, to draw the development of an ellipse, or sorry, a cylinder, I'm just going to extend my XY line across the sheet to make it easy, so I can take points across from the elevation as I need. Okay, so it's always a good idea to just extend your XY line and try and draw your elevation of the development along the XY line. Okay. The plan needs to be split up into 12 equal parts, so that's using your 60-30 degree set square. Okay, so we would have done this in one of our drawings. I think it was our second drawing maybe for development for surface geometry. Just take your time, split it up into 12 equal parts, similar to what we done for the ellipse. Same concept. Alright, so just darken on these lines the same colour. Okay, the reason for doing that is it now splits our circle up into 12 equal parts, so if you want you can label them 1, 2, go the whole way across. Remember, the development needs to start at 1 and close at 1 again. Okay, so although you have 12 equal parts, you'll be putting 1 in twice so the development can close. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you start labeling. I just start at the top here, 1 the whole way around. Okay, so you should have 12 equal parts. So what you do then is get your compass. If you don't have a compass, you'll have to use your ruler or your set square. Take a measurement. Okay, so I'm measuring here from my 3 to 4. It doesn't matter which one you measure because they should all be the same. So if I go from 1 to 2, okay, so they're all the same. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. So I'm going to mark off here 1. I'm going to go the whole way again till I get back to 1. So there's 2, 3, 4, and so on. So there's 12, and of course I need another one so that 1 joins back to 1. Okay. So you can label these then, guys, the whole way across. Alright. So that was 1, 2, and so on. So you should get the whole way to 12, and then you should have 1 left over to label it as 1 again. 12 and 1. Okay, because 12 can't join to 1, because if you look at the development, there's a gap between them. If you joined 12 to 1, you'd be making the radius smaller, and it wouldn't be right. So you need 1 joining back to 1. Okay, so if you like, it's a 13. Okay, but it needs to join back to 1. Alright. So then what we can do then is take our height across, and we can take all these lines up to meet it. We don't need to measure the height of the development because we have it here, we've drawn it along our XY line, so we just take our height across and we can just take our lines then up to meet it. So I'm just going to draw them lightly first. In fact, you only need them in lightly anyway. So they're going to be fold lines. They're not even going to be folded, they're just going to be joined together to make a circle or a cylinder. I'm just thinking where I started, I'm probably going to run out of room to draw the top circle. But go ahead, and I might have to add on a piece of paper. Okay, so there we go, that's that part done. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw the ellipse. I'm going to take the ellipse across, okay? So this is basically the full surface for the outline, or the outline of the cylinder, okay? The overall length you should have should be very roughly 22 millimeters from 1 to 1. And obviously the height then should be 100. Okay. Next thing I want to do is take the ellipse across. Okay, so I need to pick a line that's going to represent this. Now, I could start here at 2, but if I started at 2, I'd be drawing a bit of the ellipse here, and then I would have to go over here and draw the rest of the ellipse. So obviously anyone who's going to do it smartly is going to pick the center so that you can draw the full ellipse in the center. Okay. So our center line in this case is going to be 7 here. Okay, so I'm going to pick 7 for obvious reasons. And I'm just going to take the center across to meet 7. Okay. It'll give you a point there. Okay, that's just the center. Alright. Just to show you. So this is going to be the center of my ellipse, and we're going to draw it. Now we could actually go through the whole setup of this, but we don't need to. Okay. What we can do is we can just take our points across. Alright, so I'm going to take the bottom point across to 7 and the top point across to 7 because I know that's where they're going to be. And that gives me a point here and a point here. Okay, and then you can just take the next couple of points across. So in my case it's these. Now these 2 points should be in line, and these 2 points should be in line, or at least they should be very close for you. Okay, so what you can do is you can do 6 and 8 together on both the top and the bottom. Okay, so they're in line, so I'm just going to take a line across there, and I'm going to have a point here and a point here. Okay. Okay, so another way of doing it then, so you get the points in the top here as well, guys. I didn't get them yet. Alright. Another way then of doing it is to take these lines up as well. So for example, if I take 6 up, 6 and 2 here is going to be in line. When I take them up, okay, for me they're going through that point, yours might not be going through, so I'm taking up 5 and 7 there as well. It's actually outside the point now. Okay. So I'm just going to get the top points here again, so I'm going to see, are they in line? They're slightly off, but they're pretty much in line there. In fact, they are actually in line. I'm just going to take the line across, gives me a point there for my ellipse and a point there. So all we need now is kind of 2 end points. Now we don't really know how far the end goes in terms of here, so what we're going to have to do is, I'll just get a different colour here, so green. What we're going to have to do is, at our end point here, I'm going to take a straight line down across here. So at this point, it's a tangent if you like to that point of the ellipse. Just draw a straight line down to your XY line. Do the same on the other side. Okay. Where them points are, so for example, we know they're going to be between 8 and 9. And they're going to be between 5 and 6 here. We need to take this distance here. Okay. So this distance here, we need to take down. The easiest way to do that is get your compass and measure it. So distance of that line. Now, if you haven't already, guys, so I'll just actually go through that in case people haven't. Here, for example, I'm going through, where is it, 5 and 6, okay? So between 5 and 6 in my plan is here. Okay, so what you can do is you can take 5 and 6 up, just to there. So you can see that's the gap between, that's 6 and that's 5, that's the gap between them. That's how much short it is of being a point basically here, or here. Okay, so it's actually that much short. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to measure that distance, and that distance is, to get my set square, is about 12 millimeters roughly. Okay, and what I'm going to do, from 6 to 5, I'm going to measure that across like that. So you can see that's kind of the size of the gap. And I know it's going to be the same then from 8 to 9. Okay, it has to be the same on both sides, so I don't actually need to go through this whole setup, but I could go through it again if I wanted to. Okay, I get them 2 points. I'll just take them up in green so you can see them, like that, and like that. And obviously they're going to be points along in the centre. I'm just going to extend my centre line across. You might already have it there anyway. And that gives you your last points here and here. And that gives you your full ellipse on the development. Okay, so it's just a matter then of joining your points together. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Guys, has anyone got any questions on that? So this is where our new learning is for today. So this would be the most confusing or the newest part for people. Okay, we're basically transferring an opening. So this is like a bin that's kind of a cylinder shape, and we basically got an opening on it that's an ellipse, so we're transferring that shape across. That's basically what we're doing. Okay, to finish off the development then we just need to draw the circle on the top and the bottom. So again, I'm going to draw it along the centre here. Number 7, take 7 down, I'll take 7 up. Now I will run out of room here in my sheet, I know. Hopefully you don't. Again, it's going to be a true shape, so just get your compass, measure whatever radius it is. I think it was 36. From 7 I'm going to come down. That gives me my centre point to the centre of your compass there. That will allow you to draw the base. Okay, I'm going to try and darken this in because that will be a dark line. Okay, so that is the base. This is basically going to be our shape, and then we're going to have the top as well. Now, as I say, I'm going to run out of room here, but I'll draw in what I can of it. Okay, if this happens in an exam situation, which it shouldn't because they give you massive sheets of paper, A2, you just have to stick an extra sheet in underneath it. Okay, so that would then be the top part. Okay, I know you can't see it all in my camera, it'll be alright. Okay, and then just to finish it off then, just darken in all your lines. So this is just going to be one continuous dark line from there to there, whole way across, like that. Okay, and that is that's the development of the bin, the cylinder bin done. Okay. So I know we already done a cylinder before the midterm, but today what I was just showing you is if we had an opening or some kind of other shape within that development, how you would transfer that across, okay? So has anyone got any questions, guys, on what we've done here? No? Okay, so that's the completed development. Alright. Stop the camera here now.